Okay, Tom, let's see how you've done. Correct, 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 correct. 4 marks there. That's the right method, that's the right answer, 2 marks there. Now, you haven't read this question carefully enough. Okay, it's a group of 5 pupils who go to see a play. You have just worked out how much change there is from 1 ticket and a £50 note. Okay, what you need to do is first of all work out the total cost of 5 lots of that and subtract. You haven't read the question, I can't give you any marks for what you've done. This is asking for a percentage. You've given it correctly as a fraction. It's asking for a percentage, that should be 40%. You lose that first mark, but you won't be penalised for the second mistake. That is correct as a fraction, so you will get 1 mark for that. But too careless, not reading the questions carefully enough there, and you're losing marks. This is correct, so that's good, but there are a number of things you did before you got that answer of 640. If you'd written 650 there, you would get 0 marks. If you'd have written down what that scale is saying, and that you were subtracting them, you would have still been able to pick up some marks. So you need to be a bit wiser about the information that you're putting down. Anyway, for that page, 3, 7, 9, 10. Again here, you're not showing enough working to where that value came from. Okay? You need to show that you're counting squares, which you have done, but you are only really counting almost full squares. So take that one for example there, right? That is nearly a full square, yet you haven't counted it. Same that there. The basic rule is that you count a square that is over half covered. Okay? Then you write down how many squares you're including. Then you write that you're multiplying it by 5 to get that answer. Those stages would have been enough to earn you 2 out of 3 marks there. Yours is out of the range, and you haven't put any workings out there. So I don't think you will get any marks for that. Whereas if you'd have written down a couple of stages, you would have at least got 1 out of 3. Diameter is correct, tangent is correct, pentagon and cylinder are correct. This isn't. A trapezium is a 4-sided shape. This is an object, this is 3-dimensional. This is a triangular pyramid. Sorry, prism, not pyramid, triangular prism. So you get your 2 marks there, you get 2 out of 3 there, and 4 for the page. Okay, but you're throwing away marks here. 7.5 is correct. I think you're trying to do the right thing there, but you're just not accurate enough. Perpendicular means at right angles too. Now the easiest way to do this is using a clear ruler and using one of the lines that mark on the ruler, one of the tick marks. Line that up so that it's in line with the line PQ, and then any line you draw is at right angles to it. So you want to slide that across until it's going through R, and then that is the perpendicular line, and you put a little box on it to show that what you're trying to do there is 90 degrees. So what you've done isn't accurate enough. Right, plugging things into formulae, something that is easily practiced. If you take a look at my solutions, you'll quickly get into the swing of these, and then if you want to practice more, go onto the topic section in Jones the Sums in Foundation, and you'll find a pile of stuff there with substituting into formulae and things like that. 1 mark for the page. Okay, here again, this is an easy thing to practice. What they're expecting you to do there is to take the height of a man and estimate the height of a man at, in meters it would be easiest. 2 meters would make it really easy, but that's not really average. 1.8 would be probably the best, and you'd say, right, if that man was 1.8 meters and he'd fit into the bus lengthways 1, 2, 3 and so on, multiply that out and that gets your estimate. When you are plotting points on a grid, you need not only to plot them but also to label them. Okay, so you've got this one down here at -4, -5, which is correct for point C, but how do I know that that is point C? Similarly here you've got one at -3, 5, which is point A. But point B, you've done it the wrong way around. It's 5 -2. You always go across first and then down 2, which you've crossed out, but actually is correct. Okay, but to get the full marks, you need to make the cross and do the labeling. So for that, I'm going to give you 1 out of 3. That one was right, but you moved it. And these two were correct, but there was no way of telling which was which. Okay, question 8 is 6 days. Well done, so you remembered about the first day there as well. So that's 4 marks, 5 marks for the page. These are known as algebra in context. There are practice papers on the foundation part of the Jones of Sum site. Have a look at how I've explained that in the video that I've done for this paper and see if it makes sense. We will practice that. That is good, well done. Median is 30, very well done. The range, you've done all the hard work really. The range, you've already written them in order. It's 45, largest value, take away smallest value, equals 24. So you've done the hard work. And you've correctly worked that out. That's wrong, and there's no workings, so I can't give you any credit for it. Have a look at how I've done that on the website, on the video clip, see if it makes sense. So on this page you have got 7 marks. That is correct, those are correct, but you need to join them up, okay, to draw the graph. So you need to join them, get your ruler, it's a straight line, and that will give you the full marks for that. So you get, for that particular question, 1 mark for the 6, 1 mark for the points, but no marks for finishing off the graph. You haven't worked that out correctly, not sure where the 14.4 came from. Have a look at the video, see if it makes sense. So nothing for that. If you'd have written centimetres squared there, you would have earned 1 mark for write down the units of your answer, but you've got no units either, so you can't pick up that mark either. 2 marks for the page. Equations, we'll do lots of practice, but don't wait for me. Get stuck in to the practice papers on the website. This is wrong. If you are multiplying powers, you actually, if you multiply m's that are the same, the powers are added. Have a look at how I've explained that on the video. And again, indices, which are what these are called, are practice on the website. This is wrong. Okay, 20 to 38 beans. How many packs are there? 20 to 38 beans. There are 30. Out of how many packs altogether? 200. So you've got a 30 in 200 chance of picking that at random. No marks for the page. Okie dokie, then we're on to utility bills, which you've got a good at, which is good. So we try and beeline. The standing charge per year, and that, now what you aren't doing is showing me where those come from. So you need to show me the method that you've used. What have you multiplied to get that value there? Okay, because I can't see anything that would multiply correctly to get that. I know exactly what you've done here. You've multiplied the 2,400 by the 11.15 pence. So it isn't pounds, it's pence. Okay, you either change those into pounds at the start, or you keep your units in pence. You can't just, because it's a big number, say, oh, it must be in pounds. So your units are all wrong, and I don't know where that figure has come from. Same here, don't know where that figure's come from. You've multiplied 15.28 by something, but I'm not sure how many days, and that is pence, not pounds. And this is correct. This is a correct decision based on those two figures. Okay, so the way that this is going to pan out, you're not going to get any marks for working in consistent units. You are going to get 1 mark for working out the right units there, but you're not going to get the full mark, because I don't know what you've done to get that, but it's not right. Same for this section. Don't know what you've done there, but you're all working in the wrong units throughout, but you're correct in your decision about that she should change. So you're going to get 4 out of the 7 marks for that question. Right, you're telling me it's still a cheaper option, you're not telling me why, and you've done no calculations to prove it. And with this one, no, your method is totally wrong there. Okay, this is called compound percentages. There's practice stuff on the website, but have a look at how I've done it on this paper for the video clip for this, and see if that makes sense to you. And with this one, you've written down 8 centimeters there, which is a start, but there's no marks for that because it's giving you 8 centimeters in the question. So there's nothing there. Take a look at my video, see if that helps clear that up. So no marks on that last page. Okay, total for the paper: 10, 14, 15, 20, 27, 29, 33. So 33 out of 100 would be a grade F. Okay, so there's a lot of work to be done. There's lots of things in there that you can gain marks really easy by slowing down, reading the question properly, putting in some stages so that if you get it wrong you can still pick up method marks, and practicing some of the things that you didn't recognize.